going to show you another kind of neat production piece that we do. This is actually the first one of this size. We make a tremendous number of leaf blades. We've added the 20-inch size, so 20 inches of blade on this. But this is the first one we've ever carved. So we do this carving on the 14-inch and on the 28-inch version of the sword. I haven't done it on the 32 hand-and-a-half yet. But this basic pattern is laid out in an array in AutoCAD. But the concept is to duplicate the kind of cut work that we do on our Rose engine machines, where we index around, we've got a pattern that's laid out. So the piece is turned and then it makes a cut, and then the piece is turned and it makes a cut. You'll see that on some upcoming videos that we're going to show you, and we'll certainly do an in-depth view of what we're doing on the Rose engines and how they're put together. The basic form of this is a standard piece that we make all the time. Like I said, we make them in 14 inches of blade. This is 20, we make a 28, we make a 32. Nice piece of wood here. This is a like a purplish blue stabilized piece of wood that's got a die in it. That's, you know, when they stabilize this and harden it, there's a die set in. It's our standard conical pommel. We make this in 3 sizes. This is the smallest size, which we use on the 14-inch blade and the 20. We've got a medium, we've got a large. We use them on all kinds of different swords, and it is one of the things that we tend to do a lot of facets or spiral facets on, because they're just so pretty when you do that. This sword is, you know, one of those things where it starts to be that crossover from a big dagger into a full-size sword. But yeah, the thing about this size is, for me, you know, the leaf blade is something that we see in the Lord of the Rings movies has become very popular. You know, it's something you think of from that period with those movies. And so for me, the 20-inch size is what I think of as Sting, because for a big guy, this is a big dagger, and for someone who's small, like a hobbit would be, you know, it's clearly a sword. So it's a neat size like this. I've actually got a couple in process where we've got them engraved with runes down the center, so that'll be something that you'll see coming up before too long. But this is a neat piece. I'm actually going to be doing a sister sword for this. For the customer, he wanted one that not only had this kind of bright handle, but he wanted one that was a little more camouflagey. But we tend to stock these all the time, not necessarily with this carving, but this being the first one, his second one will be the second one, and then we'll do a production run here in the fall where we probably will do between 10 and 20 total would be my guess. Fairly popular. Love the form. You know, it's certainly something where we've sold some to some smaller or younger people who this is like a full-size sword for them, and it's a lot easier if you're, say, going to a Renaissance festival and it's a place that you're allowed to carry a sword, because some of the festivals do allow that. This would be a nice form. It's not super heavy, but, you know, a pretty stylish piece. So make a nice costume piece. We don't tend to usually sell them as sharps for cutters. You'd have to let us know in advance, because it would be kind of ground and laid out a slightly different way, maybe even a different material. So, but I have to show you a whole bunch more of this kind of stuff, because the leaf blades in all the different sizes, they're something we make a lot of, and they're varied. Like, every one can be very, very different, and they just lend themselves to these real pretty handles. So, all right, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Click the logo to subscribe, or click the video to see more things we make here at Baltimore Knife and Sword.